Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? Um, I'm about to get to it real quick. Just give me a second. So, welcome to Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. It's your boy SmileyJizzle, and yeah, I'm about to just talk some shit. So, we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about this podcast that I watched the other night. 5150 with Corey Holcombe. Let me share this. This nigga was mad as fuck. This nigga Corey Holcombe was mad as fuck. This nigga was tight. Nigga got all up in this nigga gristle. So this shit got crazy because they was going back and forth. Now, this is the thing about men. He's very right. I think a lot of people have said this, and we most men understand this, that men um respect each other to a certain degree because there's always the threat of violence. And what I understand is that, everybody's different, you know. But we know that, like, you know, most men, that's, not no bitch, they gonna stand up for themselves. They're not gonna just let you, like, do or say anything to them. You know what I mean? And we have our breaking points. Certain things, certain lines you can't cross as far as verbal. But what do we teach our kids, right? You can't put your hands on somebody because of something that they said that you don't like. I'm pretty sure most parents are teaching their kids that, you can't put your hands on somebody because they said something that you didn't like. But in the hood, you got to stand on that. So if you outside and, somebody somebody say something crazy to you, everybody gonna look at you like, what you about to do? You know what I mean? But men that got money, like everybody was saying this, like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, like everybody was looking at that like, yo, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You need to hit this nigga back. What I believe is that a lot of people can't handle when somebody says something to them that they don't like. And instead of using your words to combat them, people want to get physical. You know, some people don't give a fuck. We could get physical. We could talk. We could, you know, I'm one of those people where I'm not no tough guy. You know what I mean? I'm not no big guy. I'm a smaller guy. I mean, I've been working out and shit, but I'm not no big guy, and I've been the same size my whole life. The majority of the time with situations, I end up, proving to people like, yo, like I'm not, nobody controls me. Like I control myself. You know what I mean? If a nigga get mad or some shit like that because of some shit, I don't give a fuck. I've said it before too with niggas. Um, the bitch put her hands on me, I'll probably hit her back. I don't give a fuck who there, like type of shit. You know what I mean? And some niggas, want to be the white knight and want to be like, oh, not in front of me or whatever. Nigga, I don't give a fuck that you there. I'll put my hands on you too, nigga. I don't give a fuck. It's not about being tough. It's about standing on your shit. If you did something wrong, then you need to stand on that shit. If whoever did something wrong need to stand on that. If I'm not doing nothing wrong, you know, and somebody violate me physically, then I should be able to defend myself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But you can't say something to a motherfucker that's gonna, you know what I mean? Like we talked about the N word. If somebody that's not black, you know, and people gonna troll online, so you gotta learn to be immune to the online shit. Like, for instance, um, the dude we used to have on the show, you know what I mean? We did music together and shit. If somebody was in the comments and they was talking foul to him, you know what I mean? I would just basically just tell him, like, my nigga, like, that nigga in the comments, my nigga, like, don't let that, you know what I mean? Cause you taking the attention from our discussion on the show, my nigga. You being too distracted. How you letting that affect you? And then you could tell, like, some people got thick skin and some people don't. So if you don't have thick skin and somebody say something to you that offends you, you probably gonna be up after that. But I will hope if you moving on in life like that, I hope you could fight. Honestly, I do. And it's not just, you know, circumstantial smoke. Like if it's circumstantial, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I ain't gonna crash out on this nigga because this nigga bigger than me, but I'll crash out on this nigga because he the same size as me, or I'll crash out on this nigga because he's smaller than me, or I'll crash out on you know what I mean? Or some people just don't give a fuck. Some people just be like, yo, I'ma crash out regardless. I don't give a fuck. If you say something I don't like, I feel like as a man, I got the right to do this, that, whatever. Here's the problem. And I understand exactly where Corey Holcombe is coming from. So I'm not about to just take sides. But here's the problem. The problem is if you, I'm rolling the J. I'm about to be real clear with what I'm about to say. All right. So so the problem is if you um don't if you not like a motherfucker that really be fighting all the time, you know what I mean? If you ain't a motherfucker that, you know, be crashing out and you got court cases and shit because you done crashed out and shit like that, you know what I mean? If we always know that you crashing out on niggas, if I know you, if I don't know you, it's different. But if I know you and you always out here crashing out on niggas when niggas step out of line and shit, it's nothing to say. There's nothing to say to you. You already know what type of time this nigga on. Cause this nigga, he got the same energy for any type of environment. He got the same energy for any type of smoke. He got the same energy all the time. If you always got the same energy, then a nigga can't say, oh, this nigga just acting like that for the camera. This nigga just showing off because he around people or some shit like that. I don't talk like that. I don't what's the word I'm looking for? Uh damn, what's the word, man? When you fucking underestimate. I don't underestimate anybody. You know what I mean? Everybody a threat. Man, woman, you know what I mean? If you trying to hurt me. So I don't underestimate you. But what I will say is this. It's not gonna be an easy win, brother. If you want smoke with me, you're gonna have to deal with a motherfucker that don't got no sense. You're gonna have to deal with a nigga that also know that if you do hurt me, that it's other people that could potentially hurt you too. Because yeah, I'm one of those people. Yeah, I might be like a loner. I might seem like I'm by myself a lot, but I got people that fuck with me, hard body, family, friends, whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't put my friends in the situations. Like if something going down, I'm not gonna be like, yo, let me call my nigga. My niggas done got mad because I didn't call them when shit was popping off. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. I don't got the burner on me. None of that shit. I just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? But I'm not out here selling tickets. I'm not out here trying to fight everybody that I come in contact with. I'm not out here every time somebody say some shit to me, we beefing or whatever. It's certain things that is just not gonna happen. As a grown ass man, there's no such thing as me potentially bitching up. I might just not say nothing because I'm already thinking in my head where this can go. But then you got certain things that you could do to get away with, and I'm gonna stand on that. If you a white dude and you in front of me and you call me the N word, we might get into a fight. And it's not even a might. It's really like, yeah, we probably gonna fight. I don't go around here calling white people the C word. You feel me? In fact, I just said the C word. You know what I mean? Like I don't do that. I say the N word as a term of endearment, but I don't feel comfortable with a person that's not black using that term as a term of endearment to me. And again, like I said, niggas in the chat, you know, people in the chat, they probably say all types of shit. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they account get reported and all that shit. That's different. But a person out in the real world, you know, out here and saying certain things, you know what I mean? Like, nah, not anybody can't just say anything to you. You can't allow anybody to just be that comfortable to be able to just talk to you any kind of way, disrespect you, say all types of shit to you. Like, no, if you not a bitch, you're not just letting nobody just say anything to you. You know what I mean? And you don't even gotta be a bitch. You just gotta be like, all right, look, I'm not no punk. You know what I mean? You can't talk to me like that. And that's fine. I respect the motherfucker that's like, yeah, I got enough respect for myself that I'm not gonna let a motherfucker talk to me any kind of way. And I respect that. I'll always respect that. But you also gotta understand that men, like Corey Holcombe was saying in this episode of 5150, men have boundaries, and it's good for older men to show men in society that we respect each other's boundaries. Now, I love accountability, so I'm gonna go out and say they were both wrong. It wasn't just Corey that was wrong, you know what I mean? Or it wasn't just Anton that was wrong. They both was wrong because they realized what those boundaries were and they kept teetering. But then the thing is, like, you want to be straightforward. You want to know what you can and can't say or whatever, you know what I mean? Because some people, it's some black people that don't like to be referred to as the N word. They don't like, even if you black, to say that to them. So if somebody black say that, you know what I mean, and you so ignorant that you don't understand, okay, they don't like that, use another word or call them by their name. Then I would be wrong if I'm the person that's like, I'm saying how I feel. If somebody that's, you know, didn't respect how I feel about it, you know what I mean? Now you could respect them a lot more than you probably respect me saying, oh, a white dude can't say it, but I use it as a term of endearment because they don't even say it. And they don't want nobody to call them, whether they're white or black. So those people get more respect for that than I might in that shit. But I don't care because sometimes I can be stupid and I don't give a fuck. I told you what I don't like, and if you know that I don't like and then you still do it, then you're looking to start some shit. you're trying to provoke me, or you're rage baiting, as they say. You know what I mean? They call this rage baiting, but I'm saying you watched his content, he watched your content, you know what you're dealing with. So you should really approach it as if I I understand what type of nigga I'm dealing with. I'm a stay along the lines of what he's saying. He stay along the line. Because if you a real dude and you say you kissing the ass of white men, which is what he said, I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna let it rock out. I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna play all of it, but I'm just gonna play where shit escalated because they was getting a little spicy in the beginning. I'm gonna play it right here, and y'all tell me what y'all think.
It turned out to be just that. But back to this Christianity, you have to understand this. You were taught that by the people who kidnapped you. Is that a lie? Nope. Okay, so we was taught everything that you know on this earth, it was taught to you. The racism that you have in your heart, it was taught to you. You say I'm racist? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I studied you.
Now, now that's the first thing. Before I get to where it really got cooked up, Anton called Corey Holcombe a racist. Now you gotta understand his mindset. The mindset of a lot of black people, including myself, is, and it's not all of us, but it's a lot of us. I believe in systematic racism because I follow people like Neely Fuller, um, what's her name, Dr. Carisha. I forgot what her name is, but she old school. But anyway, these individuals were, they were around, and they really absorbed information from the civil rights movement. So they made their content based off of the civil rights movement, wrote books and such. And there's areas that are affected that affect us. I'm sorry, that affect us as black people because we have no control over the outcome of those areas. Those areas are basically what's that gate kept, right? So all these different industries of the economy, whether it's religion, whether it's sports, whether it's music, entertainment and shit, law enforcement, it's all under the umbrella of somebody that is not black most of the time. When it is somebody black, there's always controversy. There's always conspiracy. Not that they don't do some of these things that they're saying that they do, but they're not there, or they choose individuals who are not trustworthy from that group. Instead of choosing the most trustworthy from that group, or the most, it seems to be the most reputable in that position, they always get somebody with some dirt. And it seems like they get somebody with some dirt because the extensive background checks and all the shit that they do. How do you not know that this is going on right under your nose? You got internal affairs, you got, because they're in on it. And I think it goes all the way to the top. But that's conspiracy shit. That's conspiracy theory. But I believe it because it just seems like every time usually a black person comes up and gets to the ranks through entertainment, they don't get there anywhere else because the people that's gatekeeping it are, the judges and stuff that we have that were black. It was still gate kept by somebody that was white that allowed them to get into that position either through grooming or whatever. And if somebody's grooming you and they have certain ideologies, you might adapt those ideologies. It's very likely that you would. So it's a strong conspiracy theory because you don't see any black people that are in positions of power that dictate that particular industry, in the medical field, in the law field, in the entertainment field. There's always the very top is always a white guy. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that's some way that is set up like that way. And whoever's in that position that are black are groomed, to believe that it's not black and white, it's this. And that's the only way to look at it, which is okay. if we lived in that type of world, but we don't, unfortunately. It's really it's demonstrated all the time that we live in a place where people judge you by the way you look. But I'll let it continue for this part.
Wow!
Wait, this is why.
Where am I racist? I don't know a lot of racism in me. Absolutely. But maybe you can show me something I don't know. We're going to get there.
I wanted you guys to start the show off in your own bubble.
No. When Brother Anton Daniels was talking to me on the phone, I knew that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but I believe we can have a conversation like men. It's like a lot of stuff he said right now, I disagree with so much. But both of us. I'm going to try to make a point because I have the hopes. I have the hopes in reaching him in a way. You know what I'm saying? I know that ain't guaranteed. I'm not.
And I have the hopes that I'm going to get y'all off of the Democratic plantation.
Yeah, because I don't know nothing about the Democratic plantation.
Everything that you speak of, it's a reflection of the same thing that they speak of. So you may not claim it, but you're a reflection of it.
Well, if I reflect something that is this Democratic plantation, I tell you what, I really don't study a Democratic plantation. I try to study being a stand-up human being where when I look in the mirror, I don't see a slick motherfucker. Right. That's who I am.
I'm with it.
I don't like slick motherfuckers.
That's the first thing we agreed on.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad we got there. But I get labeled all the time. I was talking to a young lady on the phone the other day, and she said, "I know you hate the what's the lady who calls herself a doctor? I'm blanking right now.
Oh my God,
Dr. Bryant." And I'm like, I don't hate nobody. Where do you get hate from? And then I was on the internet. Every once in a while, I look at the pages that use my likeness and image and everything, and I listen to some of the stuff they said, and I was called bitter, and I don't know how to get money. But anyway, coincidentally, today I'm talking to a brother who knows how to work the internet well and get money.
Facts.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. So it's like he shot him a compliment.
Comes in its
right?
season.
And everything was good.
I don't say I got all the answers
went left.
to everything. But I am willing to talk logically
right around here
to people who
I'm gonna give you the highlights of the good shit you said.
Yeah. That's what out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they can get pulled over and shot by a cop. And,
but let's hear this.
And investigate is mystic.
We have a lesson.
I heard everything he said. I can't wait till you tell me how voting makes a difference in this country.
We have a less than 20% voter turnout rate. And local,
ain't nobody going for the sucker shit no more. We got to go.
You're missing it.
You got to uproot the people in power.
And then it got to a point where
difference happens.
He wasn't even trying to listen to him.
Suckers.
It's not. People that don't vote are ignorant as fuck.
Well, I guess I'm ignorant because I would never participate in no
people that don't vote.
And I'm gonna show up and vote like a sucker.
And not only is it ignorant,
we had Republican presidents. We had Democrats.
Now, I'm gonna make a clear indication of my stance because me and my sister, we have a disagreement about this ourselves. So I'm gonna be really clear about this shit. Whenever I have political discussions, I'm objective in my political discussions. I'm highly objective. Reason being, because I realize that we don't have a dog in the fight. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't really. I don't know. I can't, since we don't have a dog in the fight. I can't really argue about either side, because when it comes to politics, they don't give a fuck about you on either side. If you black, they just care about your vote. They care about the numbers. It's a numbers game. So they're gonna say what you want to hear, just like in voting for class president. You know what I mean? It's really like that. Like it's a popularity contest. So some things that they say they may really do. Like if they start a campaign based off of this specifically, they may do that. But not always. That's not what it's always gonna be. So I I decide to not really be so involved in political shit because it's not for us. You know what I mean? When I say us, I mean really black people to get into those discussions because they don't really know. You know what I mean? A lot of them. If you really understand politics, and it's not really it's not that complicated once you understand it though. You know what I mean? Once you understand it, it's not complicated at all. So some people would be like, some people are probably saying it's not that complicated. What is it to understand? You're either left or you're right. You're either this, but there's so much more mechanics in it. Remember, there's three branches of government. You know what I mean? And most people can't name all three. I'll do you a favor of Googling it and putting it in the chat. It's the judicial branch, the legislative branch, and the executive branch. Those are the three levels of government. So I did you a favor right there. A lot of people don't know that. So that's one for the people that don't know. Out of those three areas of government, there's a particular level of government that is specifically for the people. Specifically for the people, meaning you actually affect what happens with whoever whoever becomes elected in your state or city, rather, right? So there's, if you notice, you vote twice, right? You vote for the president, the executive branch people later, judicial branch. But before that, you vote for whoever's in your city. Everybody votes for whoever's in their city first. A lot of people skip that shit and they only go to the pay-per-view, the main event. The president of the United States to everybody is like, man, we've been waiting for this show for 4 years or for 8 years. You know, let the good times roll. They think it's a game. You know what I mean? And the reality of it is that when people get into the discussion of like, oh, your vote doesn't count, I'll be honest with you, it counts in a matter of people can make the decision of, okay, well, this is how people feel, so this can sway our decision to decide who's going to get elected. It's that type of shit. So it's like I'm convinced because more people have decided for this person, so it makes me feel more comfortable with me wanting to choose this person. They may already have an idea of who that person is going to be, but they're weighing in on what people have decided is going to be the person who gets elected. So who do people feel strongly about? Well, they feel more strongly about Bill Clinton. So you know what? We're going to go with a Democrat this year. They feel more strongly about this. And it also depends on what policies affect the people that run the fucking voting, right? So the people that's running it, they're the people that run the country. All of these people were selectively groomed, right? Going back to that term again, they were selectively groomed for their position, or they followed them extensively. They played a part in the local politics. They played a part in the city um, politics, in the state politics, and now they're going to the big leagues. So you followed them as an attorney. Then when they became the fucking alderwoman or alderman, then when they became the fucking state representative, then when they became the senator, then when they became whatever, you follow them that whole time. You're like, yo, they cleaned up fucking Birmingham, Alabama, or some shit. You know what I mean? If you watch that person, and that's how we get a black person to be the president. You know what I mean? Because you've already created minds that can run shit and lead successfully, but they're not extremists. Nobody wants an extremist on either side. Like a black person don't want an extreme black person, and a white person don't want an extreme white person. Nobody wants an extreme person. They want somebody that's neutral enough to get the others, you know, to get them on their side. You know what I mean? If you have somebody that's out here in the same fact when you're saying it's because it's contradictory because we've lived here for so long in this country, even after slavery. None of our forefathers or foremothers decided let's start moving our people back. Let's start building. We've always talked about it. We've talked a good talk, and whenever we do have a black person that runs for president, who gets elected? Nobody wants to vote for him. Oh, I ain't voting for him because da da da. Why didn't you run for fucking president then? You know what I mean? Like, if you're really about this black shit, because a lot of black people are fed up. A lot of black people are like, yo, nothing's gonna change. This is how we are, and they're complacent. They're content with the way that life is, and whatever. But it hurts. It disheartens me even when there's successful people that are doing it. Because Corey Holcombe, he claims to be giving game, which he does sometimes. He talks about a lot of shit, values for for streetwise and shit like that. But for a professional realm, like what value is he really giving? You know what I mean? He's not doing the stuff that Anton Daniels is doing with the community and shit like that. He's from Chicago. How often does he give back to Chicago? Is he going out there to 63rd and telling these kids to clean up and stop doing this? And is he trying to reach out to the gangster disciples? Nah, he with the smoke, and he always claimed to be like, yeah, I am what I am. I am who I am. Not taking nothing away from that because he's entertaining, he's funny. Um, but what actual value to help you with life can he really give you because of his views, his ideologies on certain things? Not saying that it's entirely wrong because everybody has a bit of experience that can make whatever they think make sense, right? But overall, how often does this work out for you? Like crashing out and not being able to have a conversation with somebody and just walking off, there's two ways to look at it. If I go on your show, I could be humble and watch my mouth and not say what I feel. Or I could say what I feel and you'll be like, yo, you're not going to talk to me like that. And then kick me off your show or we get into it. Or I could have decorum and be professional and attack your points and not you as a person. But some people aren't articulate enough to understand if I'm calling you ignorant and we're having a discussion, or not calling you ignorant, but saying that idea is ignorant, or someone who would think that way, I would assume them to be ignorant, not meaning they're dumb, daft, an idiot, but just meaning like they're ignorant to the point. They're ignorant to the situation. They may not have all the knowledge that they need on that particular matter to make a proper assessment. So then it's your responsibility, if you label somebody that, to educate them if you feel that way. So let me help you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Things like that. And nobody should feel any type of way because when you're having a discussion, the feelings are supposed to be to the side unless, you already got an animosity toward this person. I don't have an animosity towards people that I'm having a discussion with because if I had an animosity with you, I'm not going to have a discussion with you. You understand? There's no way. But I have to understand me. So here's things that are identified, and two men normally don't have a contract before they have a conversation. Like, wait, you want to talk to me? Hold on, let me give you this paper. Sign it at the bottom. This is what I expect when we have our conversation. Nah, it's not like that. Most of the time, when people have a conversation, when men have a conversation, they be like, yo, I'm about to be frank. You know, I mean, you're a man anyway, so you're going to be straightforward, and I think that when you're being straightforward and there's situations like this, you have to understand the individual that you're dealing with. You dealing with an individual that already feels a certain type of way. Now you have to be like, look, I heard you talking about me or whatever. You address the elephant in the room, and I don't agree. Or I could just keep it in the tuck and just be like, yo, look, I'm not gonna say this until they say this. You know what I mean? But they had disagreement, they didn't have aligning views, but you could understand where each of them would probably be coming from in terms of, okay, certain people have different thresholds for disrespect. So Will Smith, a lot of people, especially women, and I'm gonna say this, that women's opinion is valuable, just as valuable as a man's opinion is. But here's the thing: you have women who will say, "Oh yeah, that's right. My man's supposed to stand up for me and do that. Ain't nothing wrong with what he did or whatever. He risked everything. He damn near did career suicide, and you feel like it's nothing wrong with what he did. Like, why would you say that? You know what I mean? That's not encourageable. Feel me? Um, then you got encouraging. I'm sorry. Then you got other people or other women rather that are not championing it and saying that that's poor behavior. She should have told him to chill. She should have knew he was like that. Cause a lot of people are like, he ain't even like that. Why he come out of character like that? He not even that type of person. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are saying that about Will Smith. But man, all the shit that he been dealing with, I'm surprised it came out. It finally came out. I thought it wasn't. I thought he wasn't gonna turn up at no point because everybody was going in on this nigga. He was just humble. He from Philly, like, you feel me? Like, I'm thinking, I know everybody from a city is not like everybody from a city, but I'm thinking like you gotta be a tough guy to an extent. You gotta be able to defend yourself. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's just it didn't even have to be like that. Let's just put it like that.
Credit you're not even we in the same joint. I'm talking about locally. You talking about national. I don't give a fuck if it's local. It matters. If you vote, absolutely matters. That means you in line. No, if you vote first, the first thing that it means is that you respect your ancestors that died for your right to be able to do it. Your ancestors it's so funny to didn't do it like this. Because people went to war when the government tried to overthrow the people and the power of the people. It was wars. There hasn't been a war inside the U.S. where the people who getting fucked over are doing something about motherfuckers with 30 felonies being the president. It's war. All sucker shit. It's going a war on every day. It's just not physical anymore. Well, that's the problem. We need physical wars. It's not. Until motherfuckers ready to jump it off, it's not. We gonna always be talking. But see, real gladiators don't talk. Real gladiators make it happen. And the gladiators, I ain't gonna lie, we are under control right now. We haven't rose up and did what needs to be done. Who are you under control by? It ain't. You under control by the people who will motherfucking blow this motherfucker up. We ain't stupid. Who is he? Because I want to know. Why do you think that ICE agent was able to shoot that woman? I want to know who he. Hold on. Let's be real. Okay. Fuck that woman. Right. Well, that's what you would say.
Now listen to that. Now that part right there automatically establishes how he feels. You know what I mean? He not making it no race shit. He didn't say, "Oh, yeah, you're right. That woman shouldn't have whatever." He said, "Fuck that woman." Straight like that. And you can't say nobody tiptoeing around nothing. He was very clear about that. Now, everybody tiptoes around that situation saying, yeah, but she got to take accountability. Like, I even did it. She got to take accountability and all that other shit. And, yeah, that cop was wrong, but, she was wrong. Like, he just said, fuck that woman. I don't agree with that because, like, the same way I feel about Charlie Kirk, I don't agree with that. But she broke the law, right?
To somebody you don't know or whatever. No. I'm on the streets. I've been pulled over by the police. Who ain't on the streets? Or the ICE agents or whatever. You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go.
I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose to engage. So
by that right there, you know what I mean? I would recommend he concede to that at that point, because he's saying a lot of valuable shit. If this is what he's doing. If he got receipts and he's doing this, then this is commendable. You feel me? Um, and he's clapping, and it seems condescending, but I really think Corey Holcombe he actually meant that, because it was passion in what he said. Because they have opposing views. But one thing that Corey Holcombe can agree with is if a black man is doing something for his people, he definitely, because that's how he feel. He about black people. You know what I mean? Corey Holcombe is one of those type of dudes. Like, you can talk about him being ignorant, whatever, but yo, he really is about his people. But I'm gonna let it play on.
So when we talking about being in the streets, that don't count to me. I don't
Well,
hear
that's
that
what
shit.
should count.
I don't hear that
Because
shit.
out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and an investigation will be said. But here's the truth: we know, if I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
My God, this is so good. This is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong? What I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the
so
cops
insane.
shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a
so,
lie?
This is so insane.
I'm letting it rock until it gets to that point, because I know a lot of people gonna clip it up and they're gonna play it at certain points. I'm letting you hear it through, so you can make your own choice into whatever, who was wrong, who was right, because that's what the name of this shit is who was right, who was wrong. Because they didn't fight, but it was of words, and as a man, you gotta identify, like, okay, is this worth what it came to?
But you didn't answer it.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about
you should.
That's the thing, like that right there. This is what I don't like with people, and I've backed away from this because I don't like when they do it. And if you're gonna do that, you just gotta say all people, because you're already making it a race thing. He just made a reference to make a point. He said that's like saying all black people are stupid, and that baited Corey into saying, "Can you say all white people are stupid?" Like, it could be anything, but of course, if you say something like that with black people around, it is going to be triggering. You should listen to hear what point they're making if they make a statement like that. Cause there's a term, want to hit dog holler. So, like, do you feel like you stupid? You understand what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't affect you in that way, especially if you having a discourse.
Say that one time
because
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not.
I don't think you got
people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me?
I talk about liberal
white
women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Female, the biggest
literally enemy. White liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there. Because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them. Because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that.
I
we say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's the reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men.
Well, you ain't been listening. You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No,
I just haven't. I hear you.
You don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too.
When he talked about religion, he said we've gotten everything was taught. He didn't specifically say it on camera because you know what you can get away with on camera or whatever. And that's where Corey's like, he's dancing around certain things because Anton is smart. He didn't say anything specifically about white men specifically because that's not something that the crowd is probably going to want to hear, or his audience or whatever, because there are a lot of white men in his audience. I think he's red pill. So the majority of them, they have a certain audience that only subscribes to that rhetoric. So if it's all of those people that follow him, white or black, then it would be detrimental for him to say something against white people. But in a sense, he already said, fuck that lady. She was white. You know what I mean? Clearly. And a mother. You know what I mean? And he said what he said. You feel me? So it's not like he's like afraid to say, he's saying how he feels, but what he's saying is, you're not gonna make me say what you want me to say. Like, you want me to say this, I'm not going to say that. Why? There's no script here. This is improvisational. So why would I say something that you're positioning me to say? Because this is what you guys do here. You guys are always like, fuck the white man and that, whatever. He's not on that. He's on people doing what they're supposed to do. You can be successful as long as you put yourself in the right positions and surround yourself by the right people.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down, because you're talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud,
talking loud,
and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it, and that's why I lose respect. Caucasian male's ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are.
Now, that's the jab that started the fight. Because there was at first, there's a little animosity because there's objecting views. He said they're both black, but he said, if he called black people dumb, he used that as an example to drive his argument. Now, when he started with that right there indicated like, okay, I'm saying that some people are ignorant, specifically our group of people, and we need to hold ourselves more accountable. That's his stance on a lot of shit. The thing about Corey Holcombe is, because he knows so many people from the street, he feel like life dealt a lot of people bad hands because of the way that society is, and it's these white dudes. But some people are already fucking wrong, and you just trying to find a way to forgive them. You know what I mean? Like my sister was saying the other day, there's levels to crime and shit like that. Like, yeah, there is, but that don't matter when you're talking about somebody breaking the law. If I'm talking about somebody breaking the law, I'm not talking about levels of it. I'm only talking about levels of it if I'm trying to not get the most out of my crime or some shit. But if I'm talking about it just in the sense of what it means to be something that's illegal, then that's already a crime. Like, I know it's wrong, I can't do it, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I get caught doing it. Then when I get caught, I can't say that it's not that serious. No, nigga, if that's the law, that's the law. Whatever it is. Some people slick, some people don't get caught, but some people do get caught. I can't just think like people should get treated different if you're criminals. The cops supposed to treat all criminals indiscriminately, regardless of what it is. So you might not be a drug dealer, but you got pulled over for speeding. It don't matter that you're not a drug dealer. All that matters is that you got pulled over for speeding. That's it. Point blank, period. You got pulled over for speeding. That's what it is. So like I don't understand how, yeah, I know people get up in arms and people be in their feelings about shit, but yo, like at the end of the day, you gotta understand. If you break the law and a cop is around, they're not gonna be nice to you. And anybody that's around should understand somebody broke the law, the cop's not gonna be nice to you. You know what I mean? But people want to intervene. If I'm there when the situation occurs, I have more context. You know what I mean? Like if we get pulled over and I'm in the car with the person that got pulled over, I might tell them to just calm down. Just you got your paperwork, your shit good. Nah, my shit not good. My license expired. All right, well, say you just picked me up. I was about to drive or whatever, but we didn't pull over yet, or some shit. You know what I mean? Whatever. But we not about to argue with the cop, and he know his shit fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm not about to put myself in that position because now I got to figure out a way to get home. You know, so I think that saying that everybody is a level to it or some shit is just kind of like a cop out to make some situations all right and some situations not all right when it's dealing with that, because you understand what the laws of the land is, but you should also know what your rights are. But I mean, those lines get skewed all the time.
You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing
Now after he said he kissed ass of the white people, he said you suck the D of black people right now. Figuratively speaking, like you're kissing their ass. It's a bad euphemism to use because you know, man to man, that's disrespectful. If a man tell you SMD, then that means y'all gotta fight. There's, what I mean, oh hell no, no you didn't. You didn't just invite me to your genitals. You know what I mean? That's different. So men get offended, and usually men get offended by that because they're not comfortable with the idea of, um, you know, what they do or homosexuality. They might not be comfortable with that. So that's why it's even more offensive to be labeled as that when it's something that they're not comfortable with, right? And being comfortable with it don't mean that you do it. It just means that you understand these people are different and this is what they do, whether it's nasty to you or whatever. You know what I mean? But a lot of us, in our culture, because of the old school, if you've been around for as long as we've been around, then you start to be like, nigga, that ain't right. That boy got sugar in his tank or something like that. You know what I mean? You moved a certain way to know that masculinity is important as a man. Standing on your shit, not backing down, not being a punk, shit like that. And you would think that if a dude moved that type of way, he gotta be um he gotta be weaker, you know what I mean, or whatever. So a lot of times, you know what I mean, men get challenged and they don't step up because they not from that cloth. You know what I mean? So they won't step up. And some dudes will step up if a dude, get out of pocket or some shit like that. And it can have dire consequences. I pride myself in thinking about things. And being impulsive has rarely gotten the best results in life in angry situations. Um, Maybe it'll make me play harder in a basketball game or something like that. But when tempers are flaring, somebody saying something to me, being impulsive is what can really get me in trouble. So you got to keep your cool. You know what I mean? And I pride myself in the ability to be able to keep my cool when I'm being tested in certain situations. A lot of situations that I've encountered in my life, and some life or death, real shit. You know, a few life or death, right? And then some of the situations that wasn't that serious, because if it's not life or death, it's not that serious to me. So like somebody arguing with me with words, you know what I mean? When I've been in a life or death situation, is baby shit to me. You know what I mean? It's put up or shut up. Like we not gonna do this because I'm confident enough to be able to have a passionate conversation or a aggressive conversation with a person without putting my hands on them. I can do it. You know what I mean? And if we gotta go hands on, then we can do that as well. You know what I mean? I'm not backing down from shit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's really gonna test you because as strong as I am to be able to compose myself, I can still be professional. Like we can still. He volunteered to be like, "Yo, we could take this outside. I'm not gonna mess up your show." You know what I mean? We can go outside and get busy. Dude, you know he's still challenging them on camera. Everything is on camera, so you got documented proof that he started this or whatever. Or but he was telling them to provoke him with words. And so he's using that as a way to, you know what I mean? But he didn't say that he does that. He said figuratively, you're doing it now. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't literally doing that, but he said, you're doing it now. Because that is like, to him in his context, it's like kissing somebody's ass. It's like, you know, you babying them. You know what I mean? You making them the victim, shit like that, you know, type of shit. But he's taking it as a clear insult. I don't look at that way that you look at it. I look at that as, you know, taking your glove off and smacking me in the face or spitting in my face or peeing on my shoes, which I think he said, like, feel me? When he did actually apologize the first time.
And the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
No,
see, ain't nobody gonna
tell you something.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't nobody
suck
gonna tell you.
I don't suck
Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck
You
dick,
doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's
switch
switch.
No.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking.
You say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either.
Okay, but that gay shit,
I don't give a fuck about what you
Hey, homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it.
Now, it's a few things that happened. I know it's like they yelling at each other, you know what I mean, whatever. And they were face to face. He was like, when he got up from the seat, he switched seats with Darlene Ortiz, that's his co-host on his show. And he got in his seat and he got in his face, and you know, they was mic to mic, face to face, like a rap face off. And this wasn't scripted. Like, you feel me? Like, this wasn't some shit that's like he went up there and he told him to do whatever happened. It just happened that way. You feel me? So it's kind of crazy, you know, how it went down. Cause like, yo, you know, a lot of times it be people on panels and dudes, you know, they on the computer. And I seen a dude like last week. He told Tommy Sotomayor, he told him the SMD. and he went off. You feel me? And it was crazy because like he didn't really come at him that way for him to say that. But it's like when you can't win with words, then you result to that. And it was like he did say, now Anton did say that, but again, it was figurative language. It wasn't like he was saying he do that. He was saying in response to what he said, because he said he kissing ass of the white man. So if you call him there's a C word for that, C00N, you feel me? So if he's saying that, then some men would take offense to that. You feel me? And then he responds with what he said, which was figurative language for you babying him, but he said exactly what he said. He said what he said. You know what I mean? And meant it the way that he meant it, but I mean like he basically caught him being a bitch, you know, without saying being a bitch. And kind of the worst way for a man. So he really tried to emasculate. So both of them used emasculating language. Now, understand in discussion, these are emasculating terms. A lot of people will insult you in an argument, and that was an example of that. So saying a black dude kissing ass and very aggressively, like he was saying it, that's disrespectful. It is. And him saying your SMD black people right now is also disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because you calling him a peon. You saying that he's a piss boy. You know what I mean? Um, and so he wants him to take that back, type of shit. So they face to face. They going back and forth. It's a lot of bravado. And it gets to the actual invitation of, say it so we could fight. But he doesn't come out right and say it. But he's like, all right, let me show you what I'm about.
No. I
don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good,
but you're not crossing up on me.
Yo, we good. I did already. I don't do dick sucking
shit. Put the
shit.
microphone right now and go out back. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit for
sucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want to
I'll
say
show you I ain't doing it for the internet.
If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you. But don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how...
Don't call this nigga out his name.
Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't getting loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No. This is my show.
That's cool.
My show.
That's cool, but I'll take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go all back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go all back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go all back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey,
no, it's not respect.
I ain't falling for that. Dolly, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back right now, because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like
if you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
Long as you know.
Bro, you not that tough.
So then it cut off for a second. Like really, like on some real shit. They cut the camera off. He's like, "Yo, we cut the camera off if y'all wanna fight. Y'all could just fight right now. Y'all ain't gotta go outside. You feel me?" But he said he didn't like that. He said that. Anton didn't say he didn't like when he said you kissing ass, but there's a context clue. That's what was said prior to him saying what he said. So he took offense to that, clearly. And I guess Corey Holcombe didn't see that as offensive. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. If you if you say somebody, if you say another man kissing another man's ass, that's the same thing as saying you saying another man kissing another man's ass. That's the same thing as you telling a man to SMD. That's the same thing. That's in the same ballpark. Like there's no, come on, man. Like that's crazy.
Everything's straight. Everything's straight. Ain't nobody saying I'm sucking dick no more. Everything's straight.
For sure, for sure. I got a question for bro, though.
And I'm going to respect him on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said what he said, so I'm going to respect him on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, question, given that black people are on the Democratic plantation, what do you say about the use of Christianity to make slaves out of black people?
In what, today's time or historically?
No, sir. Historically.
Yeah, absolutely. It was used in a negative way, but anything can be used in a positive or negative way. You can weaponize literally anything. Corporate America, for example. You can use the internet in order to push out propaganda, or you can use it to communicate effectively with the people. You can use money to manipulate people, or you can use it to help people. And so you can't just say that Christianity itself is used. The Quran is used in a negative way in order to control people.
Absolutely.
So it depends on the person, and that's why we evaluate the person based off of their fruits instead of evaluating them based off of Christianity itself. Because everybody that calls himself a Christian is not a Christian.
100%. So I agree that the teachings of Jesus are pure. However, in the hands of Caucasian white males,
that's not true, because I know some good Caucasian white men.
Of Jesus,
and I know some bad Caucasian white men.
Okay, so look, check this out. This is what I listen.
Respectful.
Listen. This is what I'm saying. The reason I don't have a lot of people up here at the show is because I know a lot of people aren't initiated when it comes to talking to men of a certain mind state. And I don't believe you knew what you was doing when you said something about dick sucking, brother. I
apologize.
Okay. Hey, bro, I appreciate that.
I apologize.
I appreciate that because this ain't no show. The last thing I want to do is get into it with you physically. But I have a switch.
I do too. And I'm a man.
I respect your switch. I respect
you too.
Okay, good. I'm glad, bro.
We good.
It ain't no fake shit right here.
Absolutely, I'm with it.
We straight. I respect your switch, brother. And I'm saying that a lot of people don't know the way I was brought up. You can't step to men like that. So I'm not checking you. I'm just trying to let you know
we good.
That when we talk to each other a certain way, like if dick sucking is brought up, that's just like motherfucking pissing on my shoes. So I'm saying like I could get back straight. We just when I said your hand, it wasn't phony.
Listen, I get into it with my homies. I get into it with my brothers. I don't have no sisters. I got three brothers, and we scrap it out. I scrap with my nephews. It is what it is, and then we shake hands and we keep it moving. Once we have a disagreement and we get it out of our system. So if we good, then we good.
I'm good.
I'm with it. Let's get to the conversation.
That's why I tried to explain myself right there, because I'm like, this man probably don't even know that my mind is set up. Anton, my mind is set up when people do things like throw I call it backdooria on my show. Mm-hmm. When people throw that at you, it's a set off. And I'm saying like, I ain't trying to get set off. I think I'm a lot more than somebody with name calling.
So I'm gonna hold you right there. So I'm be honest with you. Corey Holcomb's reaction was very emotional because he didn't want to continue to go on with the show until he addressed that. it continued to go. You know what I mean? Oh, Anton put something out immediately after. Wow, he was on it. All right, so I'll review that as well. Wow, Corey Holcombe going live now again right now. Damn, they going at it. Okay, so here let me get for it because it's gonna be big news because of how they handle the situation. Now that was the first time. Now the second time, and it didn't even the show didn't even go on comfortably after that. It was tension after that happened. It was a lot of tension. Real shit, like it should have never happened. All right, right here is where it get messy again.
Why is everything gay?
I can explain it. Okay,
go ahead.
Maybe look, I'm not saying.
And I think
Okay,
Corey Holcombe low key homophobic.
But what
Can't
I'm
hold
saying is, if you looking at another man and you say you talking to me through another man, if I'm a man, I'm gonna say, well, I'm right here.
Yeah, but you're not getting it.
You still talk about me, homie. This is a gay conversation.
It's not.
When you talking.
that's another insult. You know what I mean? He said this is a gay conversation. Like what the fuck? Like that's a jab. Like they, you know what I mean?
The men who play in riddles and stuff like that. I'm telling you,
you ain't talking in riddles.
You ain't never been to jail, have you?
Hell no, I ain't never been to jail.
I can tell.
I can tell. You been to jail?
Nope.
Neither one of them been to jail, right? And he's saying you ain't never been like the whole thing. Like I know people that have been to prison, but that don't have nothing to do with me. Like feel me? Like if I never been to prison, could be that could be because shit. I don't want to go to prison. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
So what the fuck that mean then?
I'm just saying, like, if you went to jail, they would have to start you over from scratch.
What would they do to you?
The people who
you would be the tough one.
No. Just let me land with this. The people
I don't think from a jail perspective, nigga. I'm not a jailbird. I'm never going to jail.
I see.
What the fuck is we talking
you can't
about?
say what you'll never do, but I'm saying
never going to jail, bro.
Well, okay.
I don't even have that. Dog, I don't even like that type of energy.
I'm just trying to make a point. Anton. What I'm saying is, I have been around enough people who have been institutionalized where I know how to carry myself around men who not finna play with you. That's all I'm saying. I
don't hang around niggas that been to jail, so I saw for it that way. The way you saw for it is a little bit different than the way I saw for it.
Okay.
So I choose not to hang around niggas that's been institutionalized that had to carry themselves a certain way because they made a decision that they wasn't supposed to make.
And you know, it shows that you've been around people that ain't seen the other side of the game. Because some of the smartest men I know they've been to college and gave that time up. And it was actually a learning process for them. But they still got to stand 10 toes down when they out here, Anton. I don't believe that you tried to disrespect me now that I've been talking to you. I don't believe that. I believe that you are the way you are. I am the way I am. And it can clash if people are not educated on how to be around each other because men can go to war over misunderstanding.
He's throwing an intellectual shot right now.
What am I doing?
So without saying it, he's basically saying, oh, you from a different space. So
now he's talking to the camera guy about Corey, and Corey's sitting right next to him. He's not talking to him directly. And Corey don't like that shit.
So you don't get the way that we move over here.
Over here or anywhere in the United States of America, and that's not a black thing. I'm talking about Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians understand the respect level men must have when they're in front of each other because it can trigger war. That's all I'm saying to you.
I understand everything that happens when it happens. I'm a chess player. That's what I've been playing my entire life. Maybe you walked into something that you wasn't expecting. I don't go with. Maybe I knew what you was gonna do before you did it. Maybe. But I tell you what. That's a dangerous game to play, especially if you got a life that you live in. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of people in the cemetery that didn't know it was going to happen like that fast. That's why out here I try to walk under the code. There's a code out here. No, you don't. And that's why I said, I don't walk under the code? No, you're hypocritical. I told you that to your face. The whole world is a hypocrite, but what are you talking about? No, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite when it comes. I believe you. When it comes to specifically you moving by a code. I don't understand what you're saying. Because you think that you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, and that people are supposed to respect the way that you move. But I don't think that you move the way that you're supposed to anyway. I want this thing to be studied because here's the truth. Brother Anton is talking about everybody else but himself and white men. This is a fact. I like this chat. Let me tell y'all why I like the chat. Everything but himself and white men. No, listen. I told you I want to come back and have a full conversation about it, or we can talk about it right now. I ain't got nothing better to do. Study this episode. Shout out to the shit on Caucasian males. Shout out to the chat. I'm not gonna shit on nobody. Yeah, you shitted on black people. You shitted on motherfuckers. I feel like I shitted on you. To your face. To your face. Be careful shitting on me, because I feel like you're talking shit again. I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you. You shitted on me to my face, but that shit Corey to some danger. Will we please stop the trust me. The tough talk. I got security. You got security. Homie, I ain't got security. Them my people. Cool. Them your you gotta hire a motherfucker to be with you. Absolutely. I'm always gonna hire somebody. You better. 100%. How you be talking? Boy, stop talking tough. Stop talking. Homie, you just said that. I'm not talking tough. I'm talking to you straight up. Why are you so? You said you disrespected me in my face, and then you act like it was all good. I disrespected you to your face. So I'm confirming what you said. You felt disrespected. So I am telling you that I disrespected you if that's the way you felt. Is that not what you said? You said that out of your mouth. And so I apologize when you said that you felt disrespected. No. The reason you said you disrespected me in my face. Because you don't accept the apology because you still talking about everybody else except yourself and white men. I'm telling you what I said. You felt offended by it, so I apologize. All I'm doing is rehashing the conversation that happened. Why are you so easily offended? We just talking about me. It sounds like I'm arguing because I'm right.
Now he called him a bitch.
And they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone. No. That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way. Because I just proved my point. Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just go, man. Just go, man. You hypocrite. I'm not the jet. You done did this before. You told bitch ass to... Hey, homie. All right, I'm out. Get your bitch ass the fuck on. And walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch. You proved my point. I got shit to do. You're right. Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on. Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga.
All right. So that's how it escalated. Now, he walked off because he felt like, you know what I mean, he was being disrespected. He didn't want it to continue. There's other videos out, discussing it. Anton just put a video out discussing it. I think Corey Holcombe put a video out talking about it. So it's shit out there right now, talking about it. But I want to know, like, what do y'all think? I think they was both out of line. They didn't get professional, but I think Anton, he didn't want to yield. Like, you coming at me, you saying shit. All right, I'm on.